wow, that's a bit close. That's better. Right, the video that I'm going to make today, I had wanted to make a few weeks ago, right at the start of the golf season, but I just haven't had time with work, golf. Little golf update, by the way. I've played 3, let me have a look, qualifying comps so far this year. So the first one I shot 77, so that was 35 Stableford points. Handicap stayed the same. Second one I shot 74, so that was 38 Stableford points, which got me cut from 5.5 to 5.1, which is the lowest I've ever been by 0.1. And then the most recent competition I shot 79 in a medal. That was a net 74, so I missed buffer by 1, so I went up 0.1 back to 5.2. The other reason I've been a little bit busy recently is the new member of our family. Say hello, mate. Good boy. So this is Simba. Even though I didn't get to make this video a few weeks ago when I wanted, I still think now's a good time, because if your season has started and it hasn't got off to the start you'd have wanted, then I think this video might help you kind of turn that around. And if your season's got off to an absolute flyer, then I think this video will help you set some goals that help you maintain that throughout the whole season. So let's go to the golf club and we'll try and work out what the hell I'm talking about. The way I see it, there's 2 main reasons why people play golf. One is enjoyment and the other is money. Now obviously most people who play for money are lucky enough to enjoy it as well, so I'm not saying that the 2 are mutually exclusive, but for most of us normal people, we're never going to make a penny from golf. And in fact, once you factor in the amount we spend on memberships, green fees, clubs, balls, clothes, whatever else, it makes sense to maximise the enjoyment you get from it. So this video is effectively about how to enjoy golf more. And one of the best ways to do that is by setting the right kind of goals for yourself. So when most people set goals for their golf, it's normally stuff like, I want to get to single figures, or I want to get to scratch, or I want to win a club competition or something like that. But those are things that I would call outcome goals. The problem with those is that they're really hard to set right. Hit that second shot just a touch heavy and it's come up just short of the green there. If you set them too low, then you're not really going to be sort of pushing yourself and seeing how far you can go. But if you set them too high, then you're setting yourself up for a lot of disappointment. Bit of a duff, but it's fine. So for me last year, for example, I set myself a goal of getting my handicap from 8 to 5, and I achieved it probably only halfway through the season. So obviously I'd set that too easy. I then set myself a new target of getting from 5 to 3, and that proved to be too challenging for me last year, and that just led to loads of frustration and disappointment. I ended up with my handicap on 5.5, so playing off 6 at the end of the year, and you know, basically deciding to pack up golf. So this year I'm not setting any outcome goals, I'm setting what I'd call process goals, so basically things that are actually under my control. But there's still things that if I do them well, they will help me get towards my end goal, which is getting to scratch. Can I say the word goal properly? I feel like I'm saying gull. Gull, like a seagull? I don't know what I'm on about. Still haven't sorted out a new putter, by the way. I thought I had, but it all went a bit wrong. I'll explain that maybe in a different video. Anyway. My first goal for this year is quite a simple one, and it's just to enjoy the challenge of every single shot. Last year, if I'd put myself in a crap position like this, I'd be really annoyed at myself for doing it. I haven't actually hit it into the trees, of course. I've just put one down there for the purposes of the video.
Stop lying.
I'd be thinking about the fact that it's probably going to cause me to drop a shot, and then I'd be thinking about what effect is that going to have on my final score and my handicap. But it's only hitting a golf ball out of some trees, it's not that big a deal. I'll still be out there on a nice day, playing golf with mates, doing something that I really enjoy doing. I mean, it could be a lot worse, couldn't it? There was some bloke I read about who had hiccups non-stop for, I think it was 68 years.
Gee, that sounds terrible.
So next time you get annoyed about a golf shot you've got to play, just think about that guy. this is where my actual ball went, middle of the fairway, thank you very much. My next goal that I'm going to do this year is to pick at least one shot that I'm really happy with from every single round that I play. My thinking behind that is that when I was a kid and I first started playing golf, I could play basically terribly, like I might shoot 120 or whatever, but as long as I'd hit one shot that I really enjoyed, so like a drive that went past my dad or a pitch shot that kind of went into the green and span back like I saw on TV, that was enough to make me happy, and I'd come away from that round feeling good just thinking about that one shot. Whereas now that I'm a better golfer and it's a bit more about score and handicap and that kind of thing, I might hit say 65 decent shots in a round, but if I hit one or two bad ones, they'll be the one that I come away from the round thinking of. And I'm sure we've all done it, you have a decent enough round, but when you go into the bar afterwards, the first thing you say is, oh, if I hadn't hit that shot on the 14th hole or whatever, then I'd have been under my handicap, or you know, if only I hadn't hit that ball out of bounds, then I'd have broken 90 for the first time, whatever it is. And then you start thinking about that bad shot, forgetting about all the good ones. And that's not just me being a negative old twat, it's actually human nature. So I'm reading this book at the moment, and it talks about the fact that human beings have got a 3-to-1 negativity bias when it comes to storing memories. So basically we store bad memories 3 times quicker and stronger than good ones. It's basically a kind of safety mechanism. So when you're a kid, if you touch something hot, your brain needs to remind you very strongly not to do that again. And back in the day when we were Neanderthals, if you walked past a certain bush and there were like killer snakes in there, you need to remember, don't go near that bush again. I'm trying to talk about golf and now I'm on about Neanderthal man and kids touching frying pans. The trouble is, this negativity bias, whilst it's useful for Neanderthal man or kids who need to realise they shouldn't touch hot frying pans, it's not very useful for us as golfers, because all it does is make that bad memory even stronger. So next time you stood on that tee where last time you hit it out of bounds, you're going to remember that, and it's going to play on your mind and make you more likely to balls it up again the next time. So yeah, one of my goals is to pick at least one good shot that I'm happy with from each round and spend my time after the round thinking about that one rather than dwelling on any bad shots that I've hit. Obviously I can have more than one if I want to, but no matter how bad the round is, I have to pick at least one good shot. That ties in nicely with my next goal, which is to enjoy my good shots when I'm out on the golf course. Because golf is such a calm and polite sport, quite often, even when we have a fantastic moment, we tend to sort of brush it off and play it cool, as if it happens every time. I'm a terrible one for this, so I might hit what is really quite a good shot, you know, like I might hit it to a couple of feet from 200 yards, and my playing partners will be like, oh, fantastic shot, and I'll be like, oh yeah, thanks, you know, or I'll say something stupid like, yeah, well actually it was a bit lucky, you know, it got that bounce, or I hit it a bit off the toe and I was trying to hit a fade, or something like that, just not actually enjoy a good moment, just celebrate, you know, a good shot, a hold putt or whatever. And I'm not saying that you need to strip off and run around singing hallelujah every time you hit a fairway, but if you hit a really good shot and you want to have a little fist bump to yourself, then why not just do it? You're going to have to deal with enough bad shots, you might as well make the most of the good ones. Right, I was going to finish this out on the golf course, but I want to get home and make sure that Simba is okay, so we'll just have to finish this when I get home. Okay, so I'm back. Simba is all good. I have realised that some of the stuff that I shot out on the golf course, you could hear a lot of wind noise. I've ordered a microphone, so hopefully that won't be a problem for much longer. So my next goal is to write down the things that I did well in the round, because again, it's easy to come away from any round saying, oh, my chipping was crap today, or I 3-putted this many times, or I only hit, you know, so many fairways, but what about all the things that you did well? You know, maybe your driving wasn't very good and you kept putting yourself in the trees, but actually you made a couple of really good up and downs from those bad positions. Even if you did play so badly that you can't think of a single positive, maybe it's just that, you know, you didn't get down on yourself and you tried your best in every single shot. My idea with this one is that as the season goes on, I'll have a kind of list with each round of all the things that I've done well. So then if I get into that kind of mindset where I feel like I've been playing terribly for ages, because we always tend to over-exaggerate things when they're not going so well, I'll be able to just look at my list and say, well actually, a week ago you did this thing, this thing, this thing really well, and for the last month your bunker play's been brilliant, you've been really good off the tee, whatever it is. So this is actually just a small little blip. And my final goal for this year is to not compare myself to anybody else. Because last year I started to spend too much time thinking about what other people were thinking or saying about my golf. So obviously quite a few people knew that I was trying to get to scratch, so you know, after a month or two they'd be saying to me, oh, you're not off scratch yet?
No, that's not how it works.
And because I was practicing so much, I felt like people were expecting me to shoot a course record every time I went out, which was definitely not happening. I made it into the A team of my club, so the kind of scratch team, but even that, if I then played in the competition, I was thinking, well, if I shoot a really bad score today, are they going to be looking at that thinking, well, hang on a minute, Rob's not good enough to be in the team? And I'll be looking at other people at my club, and if they were getting a handicap lower than me, I'll be thinking, well, what are they doing that I'm not? You know, what am I doing wrong? And comparing myself to them. But I've realised now that none of that matters. If I go out tomorrow and shoot 200 in a medal, the world is going to keep turning and nothing really is going to change. And if I'm playing crap and other people want to talk about that, that's their problem really, not mine. The kind of people who want to see you fail when you're trying to get better at something, you're trying to improve yourself, challenge yourself and follow your dream, are generally the kind of people who've already given up on their dream. So anything that other people say or think is just water off a duck's back as far as I'm concerned now, and it's a big weight off my mind. So don't get me wrong, I'm still keen to play in the A team or the B team or the C team or the Z team or whatever, and if I get picked I'll go out and do whatever I can to try and win my match, but I'm not going to spend my time thinking, oh, is this competition score going to not get me picked for the team, or are they going to be looking at it thinking Rob's not playing well or whatever. And if someone else gets their handicap down or gets to scratch before I do, that has absolutely no impact on me. It's not like there's a limit to how many people are allowed to be off scratch. Just because someone else gets there, it doesn't make it any more difficult for me to get there. It's kind of the same thing with YouTube. A lot of people view it as a competition, like who's got the most subscribers or who's getting the most views on their channel or whatever, but I've never seen YouTube in that way. You know, just because someone else has got 10 million subscribers, that doesn't mean that I can't get 10 million subscribers. Apart from the fact I can't say 10 million subscribers, that's probably going to be a hindrance. And actually, if we can help each other get to scratch or help each other get to 100,000 subscribers or 10 million subscribers or whatever, surely that's actually better and more enjoyable than just doing it on your own and viewing it as a competition of like, oh yeah, I got there first. So there you go, those are my goals for the season, a little bit different to your traditional ones. I'd like to know, what are your goals for the season? Let me know in the comments down below. And even if your goals are what we'd call outcome goals, have a think about any process goals that might actually help you get there. I'm really keen to hear yours, and who knows, maybe I'll even add some of them onto my list. Anyway, thank you as always for watching the video. Oh, Simba's lost his toy underneath the oven. Hold on. Where is it, mate? Come on, you better have a look. Right, I've got Simba's toy back. Thank you as always for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the future.